Dallas. Welcome to Good Morning La La Land. I'm Dr. Erin.
I'm Rob Mack.
And I'm Jess Moyer. This is Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available on Apple TV and Roku.
That's right. Today's all about Manifestation Monday. We're going to talk about how to manifest vitality. Because the truth is that we're manifesting 24/7, all times. You're a master manifester. Now we want to know how to direct it, because vitality is our birthright, right?
All right. Yes.
Let's do it.
I'll own that. I'm so excited to welcome to the show a very special panel of guests. I have so many this morning. I can't even fit on the couch back there. Good morning, everyone.
Welcome to the show.
We even have two Miss California contestants, Miss Malibu and Miss Teen Malibu. Good morning.
Good morning.
Congratulations on your big win yesterday.
Thank you.
We're so excited to have you all here. So here at Good Morning La La Land, we like to know what everyone's morning routine is. So if you could just take a second, introduce yourselves, and say one thing that really sets your day off right. We would love that, right? Miss Malibu, let's start with you.
I'm Savannah Wicks. I'm Miss Malibu, and I start off every morning with a bulletproof coffee and an early morning workout.
I'll drink to that.
Hi, I'm Zoe Hunt. I'm Miss Malibu Teen, and I start every morning off with a good smoothie, and then I go out on the water and I go for a kayak paddle.
Wow.
Nice.
Whoa,
Sounds
that is
great,
the
actually.
first
I want to do
time
that.
I've seen a kayak paddle.
I am Katie Cleary. I'm the founder of Peace for Animals and World Animal News, and I actually have 12 animals that I have to feed every morning, so it takes me an hour, and then I have my coffee, and then hopefully get a workout on. But you know, it's sometimes unlikely with all the animals. It's a lot.
12 animals?
That's
12. Yeah, I have animal rescue. So
football team.
Hi, my name is Sahara Rose. I'm the author of Eat, Feel Fresh, An Idiot's Guide to Ayurveda. And every day I start my day with something warm. In Ayurveda, having something warm really gets your digestive system going, and your digestion is related to your mind. So I make sure I start my day with something warm. I set an intention of how I want to feel that day. And then the rest of the day, I just kind of go with the flow.
Awesome.
So powerful, right?
It's on brand.
Yeah. All that intention setting.
Ooh, yeah. Yes, that's great. I am Katina Niku. I am the host of LA Happy, and I start my day with a workout to get the adrenaline going, and then coffee. Has to be coffee.
Someone very wise once said the perfect day starts with a cup of coffee and ends with a bottle of wine. Would you agree?
I would definitely agree. Yes.
That's LA Happy right there.
Exactly.
Finding the best happy hours in town.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Juliette Mitchell, Pure Girl in Toxic World, and I start every day with 3 fresh juices, carrot and a green juice, and then meditation.
Love it.
Okay.
Also, my name is London Brown, and I start my morning off. I thank God for waking up, and then I try to do some water or some gym, or it depends on who I'm next to. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's water. I start off with water. That's what I do. Water in the gym.
Good morning, I'm Lindell Whirling. I'm a personal stylist, and I like to begin my day with gratitude, with caffeine, and plan a good outfit.
Oh, nothing makes me more excited than having something really fun to wear. When you wake up and you're like, I cannot wait to get dressed this morning. I think you and I are going to be fast friends.
Indeed.
Thank you all so much for being here. We're excited to talk to you more later in the show.
Right?
Full house today, huh?
Right? So, Jess, are you okay? I know that
Yeah,
you're-
so, well, I had a nasty run-in with a spider over the weekend, so it definitely got the best of me, but all for the better, because I was at an incredible concert on Saturday. It was Canyon Sessions, and in typical LA form, right, they send out this fabulous invitation and don't tell you where you're going. So we show up to this parking lot, and there's all these incredible shuttles, and we get shuttled to this gorgeous estate. And there was incredible musicians that were there. Shiloh was there, Austin Brown, Macy Gray, all in the name of charity, right? And that's one of the things I love most about this land, right, La La Land, is that when truly talented people come together for to better the world, really. It was really, really fun, with the exception of the spider friend that we did not get along, but we discovered some incredible bands, great live music, some really fun ice cream, and food. So thank you for the invitation and celebrating them.
Love that. How was the Bay?
The Bay is good. So I went up to visit my son, who's 22. He'll be 23 this month. And I just had one of those moments. So I fly, it's so easy. It's like the fastest flight ever up there. And they put me up in this beautiful 2-bedroom suite because my son works for Urban Flats. Big shout out to my cousin Evan Haskell. Thank you so much. Beautiful. But I had one of those moments. You know how you kind of you envision your life one day when everything's manifested and you're up to what you really want to be up to, and I had this vision for years of my son, being a young man and visiting him. Just you have those visuals, and it was just one of those moments. I was like, oh, I've arrived. You know what I mean? He's thriving. Everyone's doing good, and so we went into the city, into San Francisco, and they'd only been to San Francisco one time, and they kind of went to this place that they weren't that impressed. So I had the mission of showing them the whole city. So Evan and I took them. I mean, we went everywhere. We went to, of course, Golden Gate Bridge. We went down to the square. We went to that street, Lombard, that the windiest street in San Francisco in the world. And
I love San Francisco.
Do you?
Right? It's such a great city. It was we were at 10 a.m. We left. We got home at midnight. So I was officially in adrenals by the end of the day. So I was a little tired.
It's way past your curfew. That was into the next day's curfew.
I was like, I haven't been up to midnight and for sure.
Welcome to my world,
right?
Erin.
I know. I was like, I'm getting a little.
Hustling. How'd you feel when you woke up? You feel okay?
I was fine. I was up. I worked out. Get back on.
Talk about vitality. You're full of vitality. So.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
How was your weekend, Rob?
It was great. I had some celebrity clients in town. So we did the tour of the West Side, did Elefante, Nobu, did that whole thing. Celebrated Amari Magazine's release. I didn't get to make the event, but I am in this month's spread. It's a little 4-pager. That's cool.
A spread. So tell us about the spread. That sounds a little
4-page editorial.
It's an editorial. Yeah, it's basically just about happiness. It was Amari's releasing the sexiest issue, so somehow I accidentally found my way into that.
There needs to be the centerfold, but it's not like the centerfold. It's who's the happiest.
I think it's about time that you own your brand. You are the sexiest happiness expert in the world.
Wow. Sure, absolutely.
That's like a one-on-one competition, though. There's nobody else. Who else do you know is the happiness coach? Just me.
That's hilarious. Oh
no competition in the field.
Well, we had such a great week last week, right? We should take a look
Absolutely. Let's take a look at the.
For me, I think there's 3 levels to relationship. There's what's in it for me, what's in it for us, and what's in it for the highest good.
We're gonna do this, it's not gonna be fun, but we're gonna dive in and get through it, because if not, that resentment builds up and builds up and builds up, and then something bad happens. You know your finances, you know your children, you know your assets better than anyone else. Take that knowledge, apply it to the law in your state. We will help you. Do it on your own if you can. If you hit a wall, we get it. But try this first because it really makes sense, and you can save that money, keep it within your family rather than giving it to other people.
And I just decided, you know what, I'm going to do something different. And just decided to start it up. We went for about 4 months. We didn't make a dime on YouTube. We went for about 4 months just filming our family, and sure enough, it just took off.
And to show people that family is, a thing that, works and that's fun, and I don't know, I just feel like family is really important to us.
I think that's fading a little bit in this city, honestly.
Finding what family is, right?
Yeah, are we all one big family? That's the idea.
Family, right? That's right.
I think Keller and Madison, the hashtag #FishFam are a great representation of the traditional family that can happen here in LALALAND, here in Los Angeles. For me, that conversation was super refreshing, but there is a new definition of that, and thanks to Laura Wasser for all that she's contributed with It's Over Easy and making separation and maintaining a family unit, whether or not you're together, a possibility.
For sure, absolutely. So let's get to hashtag Manifestation Monday. So this is the debate today. The debate today is, how do you manifest vitality? Because we know, a lot of people look to the outside and they think, if I just eat good food, that's all going to work out. But this is an interesting concept, because my father, as a naturopath, he found that he's like, I would tell them what to eat, I would give them all the supplements, and they still wouldn't do it, right? Or I have the other extreme of someone who is a mentor of mine who was very spiritual, would command his consciousness so well, and he could eat junk food and pop through that, consciousness. However, it caught up with him. So the point is this is how much, of course, we know everything comes from consciousness, but how do we, because if we have great, different wellness, but we haven't healed and have full self-love and whatever else, we've got to have that in order to even be able to sustain eating well, right?
Yes.
What do you find with your clients? How do you train them?
To be honest with you, it's such a great question. I think that it's different for everyone, and you have to tap into what works uniquely for you. Because lots of things that people have told me should work for me don't work for me. They make me sick,
right?
or whatever.
Or science changes its mind every few years. Oh no, we actually think egg whites are good.
Exactly.
We need
Science is always changing.
Always changing, right?
Yeah, so totally. So I don't know. I remember reading a quote somewhere that said, "I have an entire library of books full of people who wrote about health and longevity, and they're all dead." I mean, so it always catches up with you. They are. So that's
morbid.
Yes and no. I think you want to do everything to live a healthy life, psychologically, emotionally, spiritually, physically. That being said, it is a trap to focus all of your time and intention on living the healthiest life humanly possible.
Sure. Right. Well, I think the oldest lady that ever lived on whiskey and onions.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
Hey, you do you. I reserve my judgment. My run-in with the spider really kind of forced me into a little bit of a self-care seclusion over the weekend, and it was really interesting time for me to reflect because here I thought, I'm doing so many things to, better my mindset and really focus on my health and eating right and taking care of myself. But still, I'm here, not feeling well. And there's still moments that you're going to run into, and no matter what, there's roadblocks, right?
Totally.
And it was the perfect time for me to actually sit there and reflect on that. What isn't still working in my life? I'm doing so well, but there's still some things and some tendencies I really need to reflect on. And I think the key is just allowing yourself time and space to really look at that.
Yeah, and I think I think for lots of people it becomes pretty problematic and challenging because they do all the right things and they still end up with cancer. You do all the right things, you still end up with some terminal disease.
Right.
You do all the right things, you still end up, dropping this physical body and making your transition. So for me, it's peace of mind and happiness and love that is the ultimate and greatest sort of health. And when I tap into that, my body tends to get in alignment. And when it's not, it's fine because I'm still happy and I'm still at peace and I'm still loving people. So for me, that's
so fascinating. Yeah. I always think of it like in the morning, as you guys know, I have a little bit of a sweet tooth. I definitely like some candy, and I've really tried to move towards at least organic sugar or whatever it is. So in the morning, I think about being my own mom, and I think about, if I loved myself, what would I want to feed my child? I wouldn't give him some crappy candy. I would probably want to give my daughter, something that was a little bit more whole food. So you definitely need to align with Mother Nature. For sure, we're going to discuss that more with some of our guests. We have some incredible experts in the realm, also cleansing, purifying, all those good things. So I'm excited to hear their intake on it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Talk to the experts.
So let's take a break. We'll be right back. Some amazing experts in the house.
Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Simone, associate producer here at Focus TV Network, America's first live streaming daily talk show network with my favorite girl.
I'm Jessica Lee, producer and co-host of Good Morning LaLaLand. So Victoria, tell me what happened this week in Focus?
So we had the Ren Wood Show
with the hilarious Ben Glebe.
Yeah, we had Mama Tix
with Harley Ruda, the potential next Congressman of California.
Oh. We had Dr. Nina actually in the house.
It was an incredible show. Meredith O'Connor was here. You've definitely seen her on YouTube. And we also had Cole Woods, the modelpreneur.
We have two new exciting shows. Some of them you may know from the Bachelor franchise. We had Josh Murray, Naked Chats. Yes,
and Josh Murray.
We had Demario Jackson in the hot seat.
We're so excited to welcome Lindsay Palis to the Focus family. She's got a new show, Eyes Up Here, and had a very special guest, Drama.
Speaking of Lindsay Palis, she was on Good Morning LaLaLand.
Yes, she was. We had a week full of very special guests. We also had a reality star from Real Housewives of Orange County, Gretchen Rossi.
Another Real Housewives of Orange County, we had Peggy Tanos.
And the jet guy, Hunter Gaylor. He is a man with a plan and a plane.
We had a special episode of Good Morning LaLaLand.
We did. It was co-hosted by Dr. Sandra Lee. You may know her as Dr. Pimple Popper. She brought in a slew of amazing industry guests. I'm so excited for you to take a look.
Have a divine day.
It's going to be a Good Morning LaLaLand. And of course, we have a lot lot of fun here at Focus TV. We have a blooper reel hosted by Brittany Zahn. The change is starting happening. It's nope, bad take. Nope. Nope. Oh, sorry, I messed up. I was talking to the guest. It's a little fast. Bet you don't have one of those in your phone. Nope. Andy's like, damn it, I'm doing things over here. Usually I'm a one-hit wonder with my videos, but right now, how many takes are we on, Andy? Woo! Okay. I think it's maybe take 12. Nope. Messed up one word at the end. It's gonna drive me insane. Listen, I've never done so many takes in my life on one video. That was a good one. Good? You like that one? Are we gonna do a blooper reel? Andy's like, you're already on all of them.
Thank you so much for tuning into This Week in Focus.
We're hashtag community powered.
Welcome back to Good Morning LaLa Land. It's all about Manifestation Monday. We're debating how to manifest vitality, and we have Juliet Mitchell. She is a pure girl in a toxic world, cancer survivor, organic living expert, author, and mom. So nice to meet you.
Thank you so much. So great to be here. Thank you.
We're so excited to honor you and all the work you've done, especially with this book, Cancer, We've Got This. It's so empowering because there really isn't any other short form reads besides a few pamphlets you could pick up at your doctor's office about the experience of actually having cancer. So tell us about this book.
So this book, when I was diagnosed with cancer, there was like these journals that were this big, and I was like so emotionally overwhelmed, right? I mean, how do you schedule surgery? How do you schedule chemo? Right. How do you do all that? And I was going through a divorce. The day I found out I had cancer, I found out I was getting divorced.
Oh, wow.
So I was so overwhelmed. And I wanted some information, but it was so confusing. So that's what led me to make this book, because I wanted to give clear, concise, 50 do's, 50 don'ts, so that when someone got diagnosed, they could just go to this book and have an easy read.
Wow. So let's back it up into, obviously, you know, there's many causes of cancer. We don't know exactly all that they are. But we do know that cleansing the body and purifying the body helps, you know, its ability to do whatever it's naturally going to do. Right. You know, from my belief system as a doctor of divinity, I believe that if we cleanse the body and give the right nutrition, that we can create and heal all things. Other than, of course, we do age at this point in time. Sure. But so tell us about how you cleanse. You're a pure girl in a toxic world. What does that look like? How do you be pure in a toxic world?
So we were just talking about this before went to commercial. So I have learned that prior to cancer, I was not getting proper nutrition. That wasn't in my whole thing. Or my cosmetics. Any of the beauty routine that I did was very toxic. So it was like going through my whole life and looking at everything, not just my diet, but like I lived on a golf course and there was 5 women at the same time that had cancer during the time that I did.
Wow.
So I went into like an Erin Brockovich mode kind of thing. And I found out it was the chemicals that they were spraying on the golf course that was getting like on our rooftops.
Hence,
and
they just won the lawsuit. What was that, a few days back?
The pesticides.
Yeah,
oh
pesticides.
yes, exactly.
Huge,
yeah,
huge.
yeah, Roundup.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
So yeah, so that was the first tip that something, you know, I needed to change. So I put the house up on the market, of course, and all that. But so I just went into this big study to finding out everything that I could on the C word. And I came up with a lot. And one was that the body needs nutrition to fight illnesses. All kinds.
And what nutrition weren't you getting that you now get?
Oh my God, I'm embarrassed to say so. But I was like, you know what? Let's go through McDonald's. Let's, 99-cent store. Okay.
Of course.
Yeah. I mean, I was not one of those people that, I was healthy. It didn't bother me. I don't need to eat. I hated vegetables.
So many times too, if you're like, hey, I look good, so I must be doing something right.
I was a workout queen. So when I got cancer, people were like, how do you have cancer? If I eat like this and you look like that, how does that happen? But actually a lot of women that are, fitness women have a very high cancer rate. It has something to do with the cells and the way that their diets are. It actually contracts cells, which makes them more susceptible to cancer.
So you were also going through a divorce, so I'm sure you were going through emotional stuff also. So how much do you think, obviously, I'm sure we have to eat somewhat healthy. I'm a true believer in aligning with Mother Nature, but I'm an advocate. If you were gonna balance them out, like what's worse for you, being completely upset in a rage or having a candy bar? Hard to put that one out. Seems like emotions are playing into our health even more so. How much for you do you feel like your emotions play into?
I think it plays probably 50-50. I think your mental, emotional, spiritual state all come into alignment in that. But I really have learned that I sometimes can be, when the book came out, I had to travel and this and that, and I was feeling really stressed. But I know that my diet, juicing a couple times a day and detoxing through coffee enemas, like, what?
Well, that's a first. Yeah.
Really help keep my body cleansed.
So how are you feeling now? Obviously you're in recovery. How in living a non-toxic life?
How am I feeling now?
How do you feel? How
I haven't had a cold in 5 years.
Wow.
Not one cold. So I used to get sick all the time, wintertime, But no, yeah, I feel really good. And kind of what you were saying in the beginning of the show, when I was diagnosed with cancer, I was laying, which is ironic, on the golf course, looking up at the sky and saying to God, I said, I need to know if I'm going to get through this. I have a 5-year-old little girl, and if I don't know I'm going to be okay, then I don't know if I can make it. And I'm not getting up from here unless I hear something. And I laid there for 20 minutes, and all of a sudden, it wasn't like the clouds parted, but very quietly I heard a voice say, you're going to make this, Juliet.
Wow.
And then I got back up and I ran because I was a runner. But I think to fight the battle, or all battles that we all fight in life, I think deep down inside you have to have this inner knowingness or inner power that says, I can do this, or I can make this manifest in my life. And if you're not connected to some higher being or higher energy in yourself, I think it's way harder to do almost anything.
Yeah,
Completely
agree.
Yeah.
Now that you're connected, there are things that you can share so we can be proactive about not getting cancer, to avoid some of the toxins in the world. Where could people even begin? What are, 1 or 2 things that people can do to really make that change in their life?
Right. So I would definitely say vegetables. Vegetables for me is huge. They of course they have to be organic. You don't want to add any more toxins into your life. So organic. Eat tons of vegetables. Good, local, organic. That is number 1. And juicing. One of the problems is back in actually 1960, an apple was 50% more nutritious than an apple today.
Wow.
So that's the purpose of juicing, because you can get more nutrition in the body. Our bodies weren't meant to function with all the stress that we have today and to go, and the food source and everything is just so depleted. So if you juice or you blend, your body's getting tons more of nutrition. So that would be like the first thing that I would say. And then I would say check your prescription drugs. There's a lot of Americans that are on prescription drugs that don't know that they're damaging the liver. And the liver is the filtering house of the body. And they always say, toxic body, you get sick. Toxic liver, you get cancer. And that is the big organ. So that's like, make sure that you're not damaging that. I was taking, during the time of the divorce, I was taking 4 Tylenol to sleep at night.
Wow. Yeah.
And I had no idea it was damaging my liver.
So true. Well, we're total advocates of this. So excited about your work. And where can people find you?
At Pure Girl in a Toxic World on Instagram, or Pure Girl on Instagram.
I love it. Yeah,
And be
so
sure
important.
to read this book, Cancer, We've Got This. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land.
Roll.
Drum roll, please. Part of the Focus TV family, Ms. Kelly Gores is gracing the cover this month. She is the filmmaker behind the Heal documentary. We have a very special interview with Mr. Mark Teschner, Ellen Racketon, and of course some incredible people. We even have a special video about it as well. It's very near and dear to my heart because this issue, I actually was the managing editor.
You did so much work, Jazz.
Yeah,
Big shout out to Andy and you and everyone that has been involved for sure.
Thank you, Andy, for the opportunity to be such an active part in this community.
Speaking of empowerment, Jeslyn, you crushed it.
Right?
Wow,
Boy,
thank you, Rob.
you are a power player, girl.
I really appreciate that. I couldn't do it without the both of you. You are my enlightenment. You are my life school every morning. So thank you for letting me be a part of your community.
So for people that haven't seen the documentary, let's just give them a little overview of what is the documentary. We're going to show the trailer in a minute, but from your perspective, tell them a little bit about it.
Yes. So the film is basically showing people how incredible the body is and how we're designed to heal, and how big of an impact our thoughts, beliefs, and emotions have on our physical body. So as you guys were mentioning before, those 9 healing essentials that people, tapped into, only 2 of them are physical. The rest were mental, emotional, and spiritual. So that I look at as kind of the ratio for what you need. If you want to heal physically, you really need to bring in the emotional and mental factors. And we see it in the placebo effect, how what you believe affects your biochemistry and your physiology. So belief and the mind-body connection is very powerful.
Good morning, La La Land, and we have the huge honor of being with Lillian Garcia.
Oh my God.
This month, gracing the cover of the Influence issue
Look at
of
that.
Forbes magazine. Thank you so much for being
It's a beautiful picture.
So gorgeous.
Holy crow. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is really crazy. I mean,
it's beautiful.
You guys have no
It is.
idea what this means to me.
It does?
Yeah,
Aw.
it does. I tear up so easy sometimes, but no, this is great. Thank you.
Of course, is the cover. Gorgeous.
Oh my God,
gorgeous
that is
cover.
so awesome.
And we have a little surprise for you, which is your article within the magazine.
This is
and
so
the cover.
amazing. Holy moly, what is
The
going
real
on? Oh my
biggie.
God.
Oh,
When I'm out of town, I will leave that for my husband.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. It's an absolute honor to welcome Katie Cleary to the show. She's an international model and a very passionate animal advocate.
Aww.
Congratulations on all the success you guys have been having.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
We hear you have a big day today or tomorrow?
Today and tomorrow, yes. So I head to the Capitol and we're fighting for the Cruelty-Free Cosmetics Act. So it's basically to get companies like Estee Lauder, L'Oreal to stop testing on about 500,000 animals per year that get killed just for mascara, for powder, for eyeliner. And a lot of them, sadly, are blinded as a result of that because of the dry eye test. That's the most common test. And China actually requires you, or yet they say, that they require you to test on animals if you want to sell to China. So this is what we're up against. We're up against these big billion-dollar companies fighting against the animal welfare community because you know, we're trying to just save lives. I mean, that's basically why we're fighting for this, and they're trying to make a profit. So, and they don't want to lose money, and they don't want to lose jobs. So, yeah, head to the Capitol in a couple hours, and a lot of great people are fighting with us. So we're really excited. The vote is tomorrow. So fingers crossed, because we've been fighting a whole year on this.
That just it's just disturbing.
Yeah.
It just seems so bizarre that they have to still test on animals.
I know.
It just seems so barbaric.
I know. Well, when actually John Paul DeJorio actually found out about this, he called the Capitol and he said, you know, we've never tested on animals, and yet we sell to China. So actually, they negotiated with China. So China, that's the big debate, is losing jobs and not being able to sell to China. But we know that you can negotiate and you can sell to China based on a skin test that's actually made here in California. And they accept it. So there's no real need to test on animals anymore.
John Paul's so amazing.
He's
What a
amazing.
great, I mean, oh my gosh.
Well,
amazing.
Yeah.
But so are you. You truly have such a huge heart and a deep passion. Where did this all stem for you?
You know, I was about 11, 12, and I always knew I was going to be working with animals. I just didn't know to what capacity. So I was either going to be a veterinarian or a zoologist, or get involved in entertainment around the same time and use
Very
that
similar.
as right, and use my platform in entertainment to start my own organization, and then started World Animal News about 6 years ago, and then that took off, and so we needed something to mainstream animal welfare, because the animal welfare community knows what's happening, but the world doesn't, because it's not in the mainstream on BBC, CNN, you know, MSNBC. People don't know what's happening, so that's why I created it.
What have you learned about mainstreaming animal welfare, as far as, like, you know, tips, tricks that you've learned?
You know what, I would say, you know, dominating social media and make it look appealing to the eye, to where it's, you know, I don't want people to turn away. So when we're making a meme, when we're creating these, you know, headlines for news, like today I have my girls working while I'm here, and hopefully they're watching. But, you know, it's something that you want people to be engaged, so then they can share it and they can raise awareness on their own. You want them to be able to share it. And so that's the hardest part, is that it's a fine balance between showing, you know, what's real, and then also showing, you know, a cute animal video or an amazing rescue story.
Right.
So,
I mean, there is so much sadness, but it's incredible to be able to celebrate all the good that's coming from what you're doing. Let's talk about animal welfare documentary, The Give Me Shelter,
Yeah.
on Netflix. You were the executive producer on that.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
So it was around the same time in 2012. It was founded Peace for Animals, the nonprofit World Animal News, and then this name popped into my head. It was like an epiphany. I woke up one morning and I said, I'm not doing enough in animal welfare. We need to take it to the next level. So Give Me Shelter, the name popped on, and I'm like, the Stones, I love the Stones.
Yeah.
That's Give Me Shelter, this is Give Me. But it was something that I thought, you know, we need to highlight all the most important issues that are plaguing our planet. So the ivory trade, the rhino horn trade, the fur trade, seal clubbing, the horse slaughter. You know, it's pretty, they're hard-hitting issues, but we highlighted them all in Give Me Shelter. And it took about 3 years to make. All my own money. Actually did a cosmetics commercial.
Wait, you self-funded this?
Yeah, I did a Proactive commercial a long time ago, and it kept airing, and I used the funds from Proactive to pay for the documentary. So this was a long time ago.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
So Katie, I have a question for you, because today we're talking about manifesting vitality, and clearly it takes a lot of energy to do what you do, and I would imagine your mission drives that energy, but what do you do? Like, how much do you feel like it's inside versus what you eat, how you sleep? What does that look like for you?
It's hard, I have to be honest, because when you see so much pain and suffering, how could it not affect you? So literally, when we're reporting on the news every day, we're fighting these big companies. We're also, another bill we're working on is the African Species Protection Act. So it prevents not the importation, because we can't fight a federal bill, because, you know, Obama's bill that now Trump is reversing in order to import trophies, elephants, rhinos, some of the most endangered species, into the states. We can fight it on a state level. So we fight the possession, so these people can't possess 11 iconic African species. So we have that bill, and we're being fought by the NRA, Safari Club International, all the hunters, and so that's another big fight. And it affects you on such a cellular level that a lot of people burn out. And to be honest, you know, my therapy, I think, is going to the ocean and really just taking some time and meditating and being able to breathe. You know, and of course taking, you know, trips you know, away from the hustle and bustle of what we're doing, because it's really taxing, because you're fighting, I hate to say this, you're fighting evil. It's good versus evil. It's people that are making money and profiting off of these animals and think it's fun to hunt and shoot, and it's not a game. We're talking some of the most endangered species on the planet that are going to go extinct if we don't step up in the next 5 years. So yeah, I mean, it's a battle, but we're willing to fight it.
So what can we do to help support that?
Well, you know, I would say spread the word. You know, make sure you look on the back of products, you know, especially in entertainment and the cosmetics industry. Make sure you look for something that says not tested on animals, or the leaping bunny, or something that really, you know, is humane. And they'll state, if the company is humane, they'll put it on the back of the products. If it's not, you won't see it. So make sure you look for that. You know, make sure you educate people. I think eating clean, eating a plant-based diet. You know, speaking of cancer, you know, this is something that I think is a big cancer preventive action is to eat a clean plant-based diet. And I've been vegan for about 3 years now. And I do it for the animals, but you know, also it's a very healthy way to live. So, yeah, but there's a lot of things you can do. You know, rescue an animal. You know, don't buy, adopt, don't shop.
And you've got 12.
I've got 12. yes, I've got 12, and I continually find them. You know, whether it's like I found a kitten on the 10 freeway, or on Laurel Canyon I found another kitten, so I introduced them, and then I found 4 in a box, so I took them and bottle fed them, and it's like, it's endless. That's why I have so many.
What is your vision?
My vision is to being able to make this a worldwide movement, and you know, we share the planet with about 8.7 million species, and we're one of those species. So, and the rest of them don't have a voice.
Right. So interesting. That you know, evil, from a perspective of Dr. Divinity, is really out of bounds, is the definition of what evil, right? So like the sun could even be out of, but I completely agree that we have to honor each person's truth, but yet not go out of bounds, like hurting and harming other things. So it's so important to know this, that I love your harmony and what you're bringing, and the education and awareness around all of it. And we all play into it. We have, you know, leather shoes, right? So where does that go, and how do we become more conscious and make better decisions? So thank you so much for all of your work. So
thank you. Thank you for having me on.
Tell people where they can follow and donate.
Yeah, please follow World Animal News. It's just at World Animal News on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and also Peace, the number 4 Animals, and you can donate at 4animals.net to everything we're working on. And I do want to shout out to Social Compassion and Legislation. That's our partner for the iconic African Species Protection Act and the Cruelty-Free Cosmetics Act, and they are heading this, and they've gotten, you know, Paul Mitchell, Lush Cosmetics on board, and it's going to be a fight at the Capitol tomorrow, but I think we're going to win.
Love it. Well, there's only one energy, and you can use it for harmony or chaos. So please use your energy for good. Bring harmony and do good. Thank you so much for all your work.
Thank you.
You guys. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
You got this, girl. Here we go.
Oh my God, you're gonna make me laugh. That was a good practice run, though.
It was a practice run, a little slow on the uptake.
Let's.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets, a completely, no, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over?
I'm Wendy Brokaw. I'm Paula Marshall. By the way, this is politics, okay? This is not ticks. I hated it. Let's do it one more time.
Well, that's why I created Just a Thought meditation recordings, so that you can meditate in your sleep. Pause it there. Can you edit it in?
Being new in town, it gives me a perspective on, oh shit, no, that was wrong.
No, can we start all over? That's too much talking.
No, I'm an actress. I mean, you've seen me, hopefully.
Yeah, it's like so hard. It's so hard. That was so hard.
Once you go chocolate, you don't want to stop it.
Oh, God.
I'll stop.
Let's do it one more time.
Bitching,
Didn't work.
complaining.
Let me do it one more time.
We're gonna do it one more time.
Ready, and action.
Do I just talk again? If you are vegan, you get a vegan broth. Jesus, guys. Fuck. I'm blah, blah.
I wish my boobs looked like yours. Where are they?
It's single issue. Single issue! Single issue!
Andy, did I make it fun yet?
Thank you. It's no longer a golden secret. We're done!
welcome back. We're talking about how to manifest vitality, and we're so honored to have Sahara Rose, who is an Ayurvedic master, and you also have the top podcast, Highest Self podcast. I like it. We're definitely in sync. How are you? So nice to finally meet you in person.
Yes, so great to meet you and all of you guys as well. So happy to be here on this beautiful day.
Right. So we're so excited to learn more about Ayurveda because of course, you hear about it all the time. I don't know that much about it.
For sure, yeah.
Help
What
educate
is
us.
it? Yeah. So Ayurveda is the world's oldest health system, and it's the sister science of yoga. So a lot of us, we practice yoga because we want to have more balance or anxiety or whatever other issue, but actually if you're practicing for a physical or mental reason, it's Ayurveda you're practicing. So Ayurveda was the sister science that said to truly practice yoga, which is a spiritual practice, you can't have a stomach ache or really bad anxiety or all of these things. They really keep you in your body. So you have to balance the mind and body to be able to transcend it. So Ayurveda is the practice of knowing your body, knowing how they're connected between the mind and body, and picking the right dietary choices for you, self-care practices, meditations, etc. So it's sort of like this, like a manual on how to live your life.
When did you get access to this manual?
I did not get access. I had no choice. I think everyone who's in the health industry first had a problem. Otherwise, Ayurveda is not a sexy topic to go into. So my own health problems are what brought me into Ayurveda. When I was around 20 years old, I started traveling a lot. I was volunteering in India teaching health and sanitation in the slums, and my health started really deteriorating. And I was someone who ate so healthy, all the smoothies and salads, and took so many supplements every day. And I started to lose a lot of weight, and my hair would fall out, and I would faint all the time, and I would feel so cold. And I stopped getting my period for 2 years, and I had gone to so many doctors, and no one knew the cause. They said, oh, just take this IBS medication, take birth control, take this, take that. But nothing was getting to the root, and I just knew inside myself there must be something that's causing this, right? So I decided I would visit an Ayurvedic doctor while in India because I had nothing else to lose. And the moment she saw me, she's like, Beta, you're too pretty to never have baby. And I'm like, and that means daughter. And I was like, wait, how does she know that I don't get my period? I never even mentioned that to her, but she could instantly just tell.
Wow.
And at that point, when I was 21, my body went to perimenopause. So it basically had shut down, and I was at risk of early stage Alzheimer's and osteoporosis. So I was like, what do I do? And essentially the cause of all of this was the diet that I was eating. It was just wrong for my unique body type. And all of these issues I had, anxiety, my bones would always get injured. All of these problems were all related to that one body type, the Vata body type. And as soon as I started following the dietary and lifestyle suggestions, everything went away. And my personality even shifted, and I became so much more goal-oriented and ambitious and hardworking, and all of these things that I thought like, oh, I could never follow through with something. I'm just a confused, flaky person. All of that changed, and it was all just related to that balance.
Wow. But even saying that, because then someone would listen to that and go, oh, see, it's all of what you eat. You had to consciously say, I decide to get healthy, and it drove you to seek the outside, right? So how much do you feel like it has to start from within?
Yeah, I think that we all have certain points where it begins. So for me, it started as food because I was always such a foodie person, and I was obsessed with eating clean, and then that became too clean, and just that obsession was what was fueling the imbalance as well. So now that I work in this and I'm a practitioner, I lived in India for many years studying the subject, food is only a small part of it. In Ayurveda, they say food is only 1/5 of your overall health, but it's your relationships, and it's your environment, and it's your lifestyle, and it's your mindset. And food, the foods you eat will only be a reflection of that.
So what changes did you start making immediately?
Yeah, so I was following a mostly raw diet, so consciously, but it's more the foods that are promoted as health foods, like salads and smoothies and kale chips, and those type of things happen to all be cold, raw, and dry, which are the qualities of Vata, of air, which was the imbalance I had. So in my body, I was cold, dry, air-like quality, bloating, gas, constipation, anxiety. These are, Ayurveda looks at the elements. So the elements you are eating are the elements you will have in your body. If you eat a lot of airy foods, you'll feel airy. If you eat a lot of fiery foods, you'll feel fiery. If you eat a lot of earthy foods, you'll feel earthy, which sounds really weird, and we can kind of talk about that more. But So the first thing I switched was to not eat the raw foods and to eat more cooked foods and grounding foods and to actually sit down and eat a meal and not have a smoothie on the go all the time.
Oh my God, I think you've just diagnosed my life.
You're for sure a Vata. I can tell from the shape of your face. You're also a Vata. You're a Pitta. So I can just tell now from looking at someone just how she did with me. But Vata people, they tend to have longer faces, naturally thin, which you both are. And I don't know if you've ever had those same issues that I had of the air-like qualities.
I get gas on occasion.
No, but it's really interesting because I share a very similar story in that, and I was eating, you know, smoothies and salads and everything that I thought was like super healthy and right all the time, and I was never felt worse. And even just in cooking some of the vegetables that I was eating and adding a few other like warm elements to my diet, changed everything.
For sure, yeah. I mean, you know, when we think about earthy foods, like root vegetables, they're literally grown under the earth. So when you eat them, you're gonna take on those earthy qualities. If you eat something that's really light and airy, like lettuce, you're gonna have more airy qualities. So yes, that would be good for someone who's really heavy and sluggish and dense and tired. Those are the people who should be going for the more raw foods. But what happens a lot of time is us really like health conscious LALALAND people, we overdo it.
Right. I love
You
sweet
don't
potatoes. I
say.
feel good with like sweet
You
potatoes.
know what?
and
Potatoes are great.
really
I
yummy.
crave sweet potatoes.
So much so. So that's a really good breakfast, and I have tons of sweet potato recipes.
Sweet potato breakfast. I don't
I
know
love
about that.
But
I'll
you
have
could
it
just
for
bake a
lunch.
sweet potato and have them in your refrigerator, and then just
do it all
put some
the time.
almond butter and cinnamon on there, and that's just a really easy breakfast.
So Deepak Chopra says you are leading voice for the millennial generation into the new paradigm shift. So what is the new paradigm shift?
Yeah, so the new paradigm is essentially, first of all, looking at the mind and body connection, which is amazing that your episode is geared on that, but sort of seeing past the physical skin layers that we see and seeing that we are, you know, intuitive beings and that we are so affected by things that we sort of overlook. For example, let's say I noticed I was doing this. Every day I would walk home and to, you know, save 2 minutes, I would go through this like kind of dodgy alley and like just go home to save the 2 minutes. Well, that vibration of going through that and being like, oh, I don't like it here, I'm just trying to save time, just trying to save time, that was affecting me for the rest of the day. So these little subtle things that we don't realize, we carry on. So when we become aware, as the other guests were saying, that every little thing from the makeup you put on your skin to the relationships that you have to the way that you spend your first 5 minutes of your day, all of these things just add up. And looking at the new paradigm is to not just look at things from like a textbook perspective, but to look at that deeper level.
It's a really holistic perspective.
Absolutely.
Wow. I love that. Well, you're so beautiful and your work is so profound and it's so needed. And I'm one of those that I focus primarily on consciousness, but I think it's so important to educate ourselves about, you know, the Ayurveda. Where can people, they can find you, and do you give them like recipes online? How do they learn more besides just the book?
Yeah, so I recommend everyone start off taking the quiz on my website. It's iamsahararose.com, and it will tell you your dosha, which is your unique body type. And we'll split it up between the dosha between your body and your mind. So you'll see maybe in your mind you're really fiery, which is very determined, goal-oriented, ambitious, but in the body maybe you have too much earth, which is like heaviness and sluggishness. So you'll follow the dietary suggestions for the body and the mental suggestions for the mind, and that really allows you to like isolate and work really single-handedly.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that so
Really
much.
profound.
Yeah, right. So where can people find you?
So my website is iamsahararose.com, as is my Instagram. You can take the quiz. My new book is called Eat, Feel Fresh. It's in bookstores everywhere. I have another book called Idiot's Guide to Ayurveda, which explains everything about Ayurveda if you're interested in diving in deeper.
Thank you so much.
Thank you
Such
for
a
having
beautiful,
me.
delightful one. Stay tuned, you guys. We'll be right back.
A Long Time, your new single, produced by Pooh Bear. Yes. Works with the bees. Yes, I know this is massive.
It is, yeah. I was so amazed because I actually wrote a song about Justin Bieber in my previous album, and suddenly, you know, Pooh Bear comes along and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I gotta meet Justin. This is like, this is fate, this is destiny right here. So yeah, it was an amazing experience working with him. He's super talented, he's so humble, he's so down to earth, and it was just a blast working with him. You know, I'm living the best life. I have great parents, I have such good friends, I have a dream, you know, I have my music, I have my friends, so I think I'm really happy.
Welcome back to Purpose. I am your host, Brittany Zonker. I am flying with Andrew Seeley, the acro yoga instructor. This is insane, guys. I've been like this for like 3 minutes.
Yeah,
it
just hanging out?
Yeah, I'm just hanging out.
It feels like you should do this every day to me.
You can set up some sessions.
This feels amazing.
Yeah.
You guys, if you want to train with Andrew Seeley, all you have to do is look him up on Instagram. He is absolutely incredible. I've had an amazing time interviewing Mr. Seeley today. He teaches all over the world. He will help your body, mind, and your soul find your purpose. For this episode of Purpose, I'm your host, Brittany Zonker. I'll see you next time.
I mean, you have been a host and much more than that for many, many years. Any tips you can give us?
You start early in the morning here, so as long as you have somebody who like picks up the speed for you, it's kind of like any relationship, right? Like someone has to have your back. Like if they know, like you're not knowing where the next camera is, the next question, you know, as long as you're in tune with each other. But I think your show is incredible, and I'm so thrilled that I could be a part of it today. But more than that, it is about saying, hey, you know what, we need to impact change. What is the one little way in our own world that we can impact change? And whether it's you guys interviewing certain people, bringing awareness to topics, this is what needs to happen, because we've all woken up and we know,
Absolutely.
we know what the future is if we keep going down this path.
I know that the calling and the purpose is so much greater than me trying to get my hair right, to go to the red carpet and whatever. I got to keep up because the purpose is so great.
You've seen him on Ballers opposite The Rock. London Brown is in the house. What's
Hey
up,
man,
man?
how's it going? How's it
Welcome to
going?
the show.
How are you?
Hey man, everything is everything. I'm all right.
Everything is everything. What does that mean?
It just means that everything is as it should be. You know, so I don't push for anything that doesn't belong to me. I don't even want that. So right now I'm good in what I have.
Well, let me tell you, a lot of people are pushing for what you've got.
They probably are, but that's the thing about our destiny and things that are for us. What's for you is for you, and what's for me is for me. So I don't ever envy anything else that others have, because it's not for me.
Was entertainment always your plan A?
Yeah, it's always. I knew I was going to be an artist. I just didn't know what type of artist initially. First, I thought I wanted to be an animator for Disney or something, and then I fell into performing arts. So I've always had this thing back here.
So you act, dance, stand-up comedy.
Yeah. I do a few things. You know what? I think my ability to do these artistic things, I think they were giving me because I was supposed to give them away. Because our gifts are not for us. So it's not that I wake up and I'm dreaming about cutting hair or cooking or whatever it is, but I'm supposed to share these things for others, so hopefully they find their passion. But for me, yeah, I'm just an artist, man.
Isn't that an incredible realization, though, when you realize that your gifts are actually in service to the world?
Absolutely. Your perspective changes. Because sometimes my friends will say, man, you're so humble. And how I see gifts is like, basically, our gifts are like a rental car, right? So if you have a rental car, who's going around flossing with a rental car? It doesn't belong to you. So I feel gifts they work in the same dynamic where I'm just glad to be the recipient of it.
Right.
So that is enough to be humbled by.
So clearly you're very spiritual or a man of God. What does your practice look like? What do you do?
I just try to make sure I stay focused and keep God first. Because, it's we can so easily get caught up thinking that we just do it all. And I don't even want to be that self-aggrandizing to assume that people are so kind to me, or my opportunities that have come up and me booking stuff is just I'm just talented and I just book work. No, people don't have to book me. I don't take it for granted. I know that people who've been placed around me to make sure that they help me to move forward, encourage me, these kind of platforms. I know that people don't know me. So for people to even take a chance with me, is appreciated. So I don't take any of it for granted.
Right. Take us back a little bit, because I'm interested sort of where this mind shift and sort of your journey, really the entertainment journey. You always wanted to be sort of in entertainment in some way. You knew that you wanted to be in the arts at the very least. So talk to us a little bit about that. How did you end up on Ballers, doing stand-up with Chris Tucker?
So I come from theater arts, and I was studying that in high school. I remember I was touring in high school doing theater arts, and then somewhere in high school I did a play called Rebel Without a Cause. I played Plato, and I remember just the feedback I got from the audience from doing theater. And then my friends thought it was funny, but wanting to do stand-up is different from actually deciding to go through with it. But what I did, since we were speaking about, I heard some of the early segments about like manifesting. In my senior yearbook, I was signed my name, London Brown, actor, comedian. And I was manifesting that because I knew I wanted to do it, but I didn't know about, how to go about that. So I went away to school, and that's where I picked up some dancing. And because I had a roommate, and he was gay, and the dance team was full of girls. He said, yo, I need dancers. I'm like, I don't do that, I don't dance. He said, well, there's a bunch of girls on the team, and they're not gonna come after me. And so I was like, well, yeah, girl dance.
I might have time for that.
Yeah, I guess I can do the Running Man a couple, semesters. So I got into dance, and then from there, I was still trying to figure out how to do this acting thing, and I was still doing plays. And then, so from there, I started working as a teacher, and then they had a comedy show, a fundraiser. The assistant principal signed me up, said, yo, hey, you ought to get into the show. I did the show. I was like, oh, this is my voice, stand-up. From stand-up, I was working clubs, open mics. I did the improv here in LA. Chris Tucker saw me, we connected, started touring with him. In the process of that, I booked my first TV show called The Hustle on Fuse. Shout out to Prentice Penny, who's now the showrunner for Insecure. And from there, I was still on tour, and then like 2014 was like my brokest year. Dry, I had $28 in my account. I took a picture because I knew that day would
You're
change.
on tour and you have $28.
No, I had stopped touring with Chris Tucker in 2013, and I was still just trying to do the artist thing because he was on hiatus, I think working on Silver Lining Playbook or something. And then I got a call saying, yo, HBO's looking for you. I went into audition for Ballers, and that's the quick version of where I am now.
You know what, I thank you for being so honest and so real about that, because so many times people think like, oh, when you're on your path, you're just, living in all of this abundance and the diamonds are flowing and the money is there, and you were in alignment and you were living your truth and your destiny.
Yeah.
You had $28 in your bank account.
$28.
And you still believed, this is what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
And you still showed up and you still shined and you got the call from HBO.
Absolutely, and I've been looking at this because it's something I really project, which is to be focused. And my whole thing is not, people who follow me on social media know that I'm always pushing to be focused, not because I always feel focused, but the idea is to convey that and speak to myself. So when I'm not focused, I've already conditioned myself to be very focused. So I've always been very methodical about what it is I want, because the mind must bring forth that which occupies it. So I'm like always, I don't even focus on what I don't. For example, even when it would come to like dating, I wasn't concerned about if the woman was interested or not. My thought was, am I interested in her? So let me focus on that, not she may not like me because my shirt is too mustard for her.
And that brings us to energy and to vitality, really, because if we have all this energy and we use it, we can, whether you have a lot of energy or not, you're able to manifest a lot more. So what do you think? Do you think it all comes from mind, vitality, or how much do you feel like you need to align with, good food and all the good things? What do you feel?
I think it's a collective idea. It definitely mental first. It's mental first. I go to the gym, not because I like going to the gym. I'm not a gym guy. I go daily, but I don't feel, I got there this morning, 6 in the morning. I didn't want to go, but I understand that the focus that it takes to do a discipline is going to manifest itself throughout my day. So the fact that I got up to do something I really didn't want to do, like the gym, it said boom, it conditioned me. Get up, get dressed. The way we dress is important.
Yeah.
I'm looking at him. Very posh, very clean.
I try to stay clean.
We gotta do. They don't listen. They don't understand. For viewers, they don't understand. Like for black men, it's important that we dress well because we're held to a totally different standard. Like a white guy can come in here with a torn shirt, ripped jeans, flip flops, and be like, "Oh, he must be in a band." Now let me or you come in with a torn shirt, ripped jeans, flip flops. We look unemployed. It's what it is. So, but the way we dress, it creates an energy throughout how we move. We're more comfortable, relaxed, and we feel we're in the right space. So it's a collective idea. The way we eat, gives us the energy and so forth.
I got a question for you. So I love this entire conversation, but I'm particularly interested in like that moment, right, when you had $28 in your account, because I think so many people resonate with that.
Right.
How did you keep the faith when you've got $28 in your account? You've all come off the heels of touring with Chris Tucker, and all these things seem like they're going well. How do you stay in faith in moments like that?
I just always kept the goal. Like if it doesn't line up to the goal, I negate those things, because I've already seen my success. So what I have to do in my mind, I've already seen it. I know I'm going to have all the things I want. So it's like this. Someone told you to say, yo, the house, the dream house that you wanted, we have it. The 2-car, 3-car garage with the cars in it, we have it. If someone were to tell you that, you wouldn't wait until you got the keys to start preparing your stuff. We would start doing that now, in the idea of anticipation of moving in it. So in my
Pack my bags.
in my mind, I already see the stuff happening, so I'm preparing now. I'm in the gym and trying to get all of what I got to do for me, because I know it's coming. So I'm not waiting until it gets here to say, oh, now I got to get ready because I booked this film as a lifeguard. Now I got to get fit. No, I got to do it today so that I'm ready, because it's on the way.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah,
absolutely.
I'm very focused.
I love that.
You're in the right place for it.
Cool, right?
I'm in the right place for it.
Yeah, that's what LALALAND is all about. Thank you for that.
Thank you, thank you.
What are you most looking forward to now?
Man, I'm looking forward to a couple things. Right now, like I'm on the road touring and just working clubs, because this is all part of the branding, because no one knows me. First of all, people watch the character I play on Ballers, and people want to fight me because they think I'm that guy for real. I've had a couple close encounters.
Really?
Yeah. And I just, so for me, I'm just getting the word out. Hey, this guy in London, he's been here. You guys just don't know about him. Here I am. And I'm also working on a book of photography. Basically, will showcase the different homeless people I've come across and my POV perspective on the world. And after interacting with homeless people, I realized that people are just people. I think after you eradicate all the fancy titles and the suits and the dresses, who are we on the inside? And that's who I'm trying to connect to. And hopefully, some of the money from the proceeds from the book will go back into dealing with homeless people, because not all homeless people are crazy. So we all can be just a gig or check away from being there. So I don't ever put people down, and I don't kiss up to anybody, because I feel people are people. And I try to remember that when things look, really fun and exciting with Ballers or my career, is that, these things don't make me, it's cool to be working, but at the end of the day, our character is what really comes down.
So then what excites you? Because we've talked about that. When you get real spiritual, sometimes you feel like, well, this can pass. The good times and the bad times, they all pass. And you're like, okay, cool. Whatever. You kind of like get into this neutrality place. How do you get revved up? What are you really excited about?
The thing that really excites me the most is like working. My friends always say, I get asked all the time, what do you do for fun? They don't understand that when you're doing the thing that you are supposed to do and you're passionate about, it includes all of that. So I'm not the guy on the weekends when Friday comes, I'm like, woo, now it's time to hit a bar. I don't feel like that. Every day I'm excited about getting to the club. I'm excited to be on set. I used to think I wasn't a morning person until I started to do the thing I love to do. When it's time for me to get up to get to set, I'm ready because I enjoy that. So for excitement, it's working. I like working.
For sure.
I don't get tired of that for me.
Yeah, ditto. Well, thank you so much. Where can people check out all your stuff?
Yes, you guys can catch me at Real London Brown. Look here. Boom, I figured it out. At Real London Brown on social media, and website and all that stuff will be coming up soon. So yeah, that's where I am.
Such an inspiration. Thank you so much for living the truth, for sure. Stay tuned, you guys. We'll be back.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. I am about to say it is time for some happy hour with Katina Niku. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Everyone's amazing and so inspirational. It's so great to be here.
Well, so are you.
Thank you.
I mean, let's talk about your viral post, by the way. That was...
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it. For those of you who don't know, she wrote an incredible blog about having won the Best Body Award, but then still feeling guilty about the way you were treating your body.
Definitely. I think I was doing a lot of what women do, is that we seek validation from our peers. And so throughout my youth, I worried a lot about what I ate and focused on food way too much. And when I look at photos from the past, that's all I remember. I don't remember having fun at those parties. I just remember what I ate that night, what I tried not to eat at that party, what I threw up that night. So yeah, it's definitely been a journey.
Yeah, it's an intense one. We've talked many times about, I was bulimic from the time I was 17 to 20, and it was a living hell, literally.
It is. You're in your own prison in your mind.
Yeah, it's a terrible, terrible disease.
How did things change for you?
The shift was, I met a man, I was in a terrible relationship and was in a place in this apartment in Chicago, and I realized that, how did I get here? This is not the life I envisioned. I envisioned this career that I'm doing now, like what is happening in my life. And so I packed my bags, left the next day, and then had great friends in Chicago, which is a blessing, and met a man who was a chef. And he just taught me all the beautiful things about food that I could truly appreciate. And it shifted my whole mentality. I didn't have to be afraid of food. I didn't have to eat terrible. Like, he just changed everything for me. And so then LA Happy kind of has blossomed from that, because I want to show people that you can eat food and be excited about it. It doesn't have to be a guilty thing. You can eat in moderation. You can still have fun with it. And I want people to be excited about food, especially women, the way that I get to now.
It's such a powerful way to connect and to really share in community and to celebrate our lives, our successes, our triumphs, and to have that open space and to do so openly with your show. And this conversation is, that's huge. Thank you for your strength.
Thank you.
In sharing that and creating a space where we as women can do that.
Yeah. I mean, I never would have envisioned that I was eating on camera when I used to like hide and eat alone. Like the fact that I'm doing it as a career choice. And I just think when we were younger, we just didn't see that on TV. We didn't see women eating, and they were, rail thin, and we had to be this way that society dictated that we had to be. And everyone's different, and everyone is different shapes and sizes, and we're starting to see that more on TV, which is fantastic. And women are usually on cooking shows in their kitchen and in their home, and Pilar and I, my co-host, we want to be out doing what the men do, taste the food, drink the whiskey, just show you that we can have fun too out there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Is there anything that you do like on a daily basis to sort of keep yourself in that place of self-love, and just a healthy relationship with food?
Yes. First off, I think we can all succeed if we have self-love. I think that's the root of everything. And I am aware of what my weaknesses are, so when I get into a dark space, I know it's because I haven't been to the gym, and not just to lose weight, just to get that mind going in the morning, just to get those endorphins going. And I definitely have to meditate in the morning and just get myself into that space and remind me that I love me. Because if I love me, you guys aren't gonna love me, and I'm gonna project myself completely wrong in this world. So it's just like really just showing myself love and then taking it out into the world.
Such a good point. When you don't love yourself, you can't even receive.
Absolutely. For sure. So that's been the mission.
Well, I am excited to drink to that.
So tell us about the actual show.
Okay.
We go out in LA at happy hour.
We go to anywhere and everywhere in LA, and there is a lot that LA has to offer in happy hour. And here's the thing. People during happy hour just let their guard down. They're there to relax. They got off work. They're having fun. Everyone wants to chat, and it's a cheaper hour, and you get good stuff for decent prices. And
I love happy hour.
And you can go home and get a good night's sleep.
Exactly, because we're all like morning people, so it's like we're out by like 7:30, and you can go home and not feel too terrible the next day, and it's really fun.
Well, I think for people out there, I mean, Good Morning LaLaLand is not just about LA. but it is about the dreamers, the doers, the mindset and everything. And I think that people are going to look at a place like LA and they can get inspired to take it out and, you know, take time with their girlfriends or friends, whatever, and do similar things. So I think it's important to just see that no matter where in the world it is.
For sure. I mean, we want to take LA Happy to like New York, Chicago. We want to just go and enjoy this hour with everyone everywhere. So that's the goal.
I love that.
It's already happening.
Yay!
Tell people where they can watch.
You can watch us on YouTube and follow our journey at _LA Happy_, and you can follow me personally at Katina Niku.
Right. Thank you for being so
Thank
vulnerable.
you very much.
And getting real about your journey. I know so many women and men deal with eating disorders.
Definitely.
And it's important to celebrate and love food and get to that place where it's not a hate relationship.
Exactly.
So thank you
Get
for
out of your head. Yes. Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Stay tuned. We'll be back with more Good Morning La La Land.
The change is starting happening. It's nope, bad take. Nope, nope. Oh, sorry, I messed up. I was talking to the guest. It's a little fast. Bet you don't have one of those in your phone. Nope. Andy's like, damn it, I'm doing things over here. Usually I'm a one-hit wonder with my videos, but right now, how many takes are we on, Andy? Woo! Okay. I think it's maybe take 12. Nope, messed up one word at the end. It's gonna drive me insane. Listen, I've never done so many takes in my life on one video. That was a good one. Good? You like that one? Are we gonna do a blooper reel? Andy's like, you're already on all of them.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. It's an incredible day here, and we have Ms. Lindell Whirling with us. Thank you for being here today.
Oh, my pleasure. Thanks for hosting me.
Love that color. The dress
is gorgeous. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, perfectly on brand as a personal stylist and really being able to master dressing for women over 40, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, I think we've touched on it. It's the manifestation, and women need to feel beautiful. It starts from within, and it starts at the beginning of the day, but carrying that through with what you wear and how you choose to have your image received by the world is something that's important. We want to feel good, we want to live good, and when we do, we can succeed.
We want to take this dress to happy hour, right?
I do.
Well, it changes as you get, you know, into your 40s. Things do change, and you want to be stylish, but you don't want to also be looking like a 20-year-old. Like you want to have your unique style, whatever that is.
Absolutely.
And it changes. Your chest changes, your arms change a little. So tell us about how you style somebody that's over 40.
Well, it's about the things that represent their personality or their brand. So I like to start with asking people, what is it that you want to communicate to the world? So it can be something like, I want to be trustworthy, I want to be credible. And so you pick pieces and you hold them up and you say, does this look like something I would trust someone if I'm a financial planner with my money, or if I'm a teacher, would wearing this make me more likely to trust you with my child? So it's a really easy exercise because you can usually come up with a clear answer, and touching upon maybe the business that you represent or the industry that you're in or your personal beliefs can certainly be carried through with your clothing.
So interesting. So if somebody wants to be trusted more, what kind of recommendations would you have for that person?
You know, it would depend, I think, on if they're creative and want to be trusted to maybe do interior design in your home. You want to also look creative. So you could wear something, like you said, that perhaps covers your chest, but is a nice print. Or if you're maybe more of an attorney, you have to have a more conservative look that's like the lapels that you're wearing in a pocket square. So you look at what is the business that they're in, and you back into how do you create that image, and what is it that, you know, really seals the deal.
What's the best, well, I should say, what's the safest way to take a fashion risk, especially for a woman over 40? Because even for myself over 30, I think like, oh, that might be a little too risky. You know, I'm not a teenager anymore, but I still want to have fun with
Absolutely. So you can do accessories or you can do one piece. So maybe it's a more colorful shoe. The nude shoes are beautiful, but maybe you put a brighter blue shoe or an orange shoe or a print shoe.
Great point.
And then that way, if someone is looking at you, it doesn't overtake your entire look and take away and detract from who you are as a person, your mission, your goals for the day, but you can still have fun with it.
What would you recommend for somebody who's just entering their 20s like myself?
That's funny, you should ask. I think that,
I'm just kidding.
I think that we go through the exercise of discovering ourselves in our 20s, and so you might have transitional pieces or ideas that over time you realize are not you. But I think that you have to pick a look or a style that doesn't detract from your qualifications in life. You want to be able to go out into the world and not have people only remember something silly that you wore. You want them to remember something great that you said while you were wearing something that was fun. So
it's amazing too, because there's some pieces I've worn, especially from this designer, Rochelle Goodrick, and I feel like my best self.
Wonderful.
When I wear these certain pieces, right? And I'm sure
Absolutely.
there's pieces you wear where you feel that way, and the world connects with you in a completely different way when you feel like your best self.
That is so true. And again, it's the manifestation, and then it's the physical manifestation of it in your attire.
So true.
Such an interesting point. I wonder too about people, let's say, that tend to over-index, let's say, for seriousness, right? And they need to lighten it up a little bit because maybe they're not as trustworthy, or they don't connect as easily with people. But what do you say about that, folks that have a tendency or a sort of inherent tendency to over-index for something like seriousness, but they need to lighten up, or maybe they over-index for too much comedy, they need to make it a little bit more serious?
You can do contrasting things. So in the fall, a lot of black leather and a lot of floral is going to be in. So you could maybe combine the two. You could have an edgy jacket with a floral piece, and then that way you're a little bit of both. You can really be creative, and people go to Pinterest or they go online to these apps or to Instagram and look at influencers. And it's a great way to not maybe even have to go out and buy a piece, just throw two together that you never had previously thought of.
That's what I think makes a really good stylist, is someone who can take what you already have, mix match it, and have like, wow, I didn't even know I had this. Like Elena Nazaroff also has done that for me, which is so fun to go, oh, I don't even have to go shopping. I can just rearrange some things in my closet, which is great. So we love your work. Keep it up. We want to have you around for sure.
Yeah, it's a wonderful compliment. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And where can people find you?
You can find me at lindellwerling.com. It's LYNDELLWERLING on Instagram and my website.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with more. Good morning, La La Land.
Hi, my name is Jessie Golden, and I am the creator of The Golden Secrets, a completely, no, hang on a second, sorry. Can we start over? Today's guest is the founder and CEO of Viva Glam magazine, hang on a second. Today's guest is an 8-time stand-up paddleboard, hang on a second, I'm sorry. The heavyweight, the UFC middleweight, I totally fucked that up. Hang on a second. Today's guest is a medical doctor who utilizes the, I fucked up, hang on a second. Oh shit, really? Damn it, Andy.
She's like, I like the black. Most women do.
I hope you're filming. Were you recording?
She's like this.
Oh, thank God. I actually hope that you're filming.
I'll stop.
Those would be good, actually, for promotion. I know. Wait, I'm just getting started. Yes, a golden secret. It's no longer a golden secret.
Live from Los Angeles, welcome back to Good Morning La La Land. We are so excited to celebrate the big wins from Miss Malibu, Miss Teen Malibu with Savannah and Zoe. Hi, how are you?
Congratulations, you guys.
Thank you.
You just got crowned yesterday, right? Last night.
How are you feeling?
Well, I'll begin. It still hasn't hit me. I'm so excited.
I'm still kind of in shock. Like, like she said, I haven't really realized that like it happened, but it did happen. I don't know.
Did you imagine it first? Did you see it in your head before?
Well, you kind of have to visualize it
Yeah.
in order for it to happen. Whatever you put out there kind of manifests. So I was going into a confident mind. I was saying to myself, whatever happens, I'm going to be confident that I put in all the hard work and effort to doing this. And I had it, the visualization. So when it happened though.
Is this what it looked like?
That's what it looked like.
That's why you were manifesting right there.
I was completely shocked. I was looking around at my friend. I was saying to her, what's happening? It was so exciting.
So what does it mean for you guys? There's been a lot of controversy around a lot of these pageants. What does it mean to you? Why is it so important to you?
Pageants are important to me because it provides a platform for women to become a best version of themselves. For me, it's made me a much more well-rounded person. I feel like I've learned so much about health and fitness, about being a more philanthropic person, and knowing my values and knowing myself a lot better.
Yeah, I agree with that. I know that there's a lot of negative stereotypes around pageants, but as like a young teenage girl who's doing them, they've really helped me grow as a person. I'm a lot more confident in who I am. And if I can go walk into an interview and talk to these judges and go on stage in front of a crowd and answer questions, that really like shows me how much I've grown and how much better I'm taking a step towards it being an adult and just growing as a person. So yeah.
How do you guys deal with the anxiety? Do you feel the anxiety?
Oh, I dance.
Yeah.
And I listen to the Rocky soundtrack.
Rocky soundtrack helps everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's true.
What about you? How do you deal with it?
I rely on just like a deep breath before. So that's just kind of the way, like before I go to answer a question or I walk out, I kind of just get in my zone and I just take a couple deep breaths to just relax.
How do you feel when you're in your zone? What does that feel like?
Honestly, like when I'm doing the walks or I'm on stage, I kind of like, it's almost as if I'm blacking out because like I'm aware of what's happening, but I also like am not aware. So I'm just really having fun and living in the moment. And that's just kind of the best way to go with it.
It's a really good description of psychological state of flow. That's what they say. It's sort of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So what are your missions? I know that you're working on doing a festival to help mental ill.
I am planning a music festival to help support mental health awareness and suicide prevention on college campuses. It's a prevalent issue among college-age students, so I'm very passionate about it and want to create awareness.
Nice.
I'm really big on going outside and being active, so I really want our youth to kind of put down their devices and put down their phones and find something outside that they're passionate about.
How are you going to do that?
I
I
know.
love that.
I know. For me, I'm a kayaker and I love being out on the water, so that's my passion. So I'm just really big on everyone finding their own thing to being active.
You mentioned philanthropy earlier. What organizations are you both involved with?
I'm working with Active Minds, which works with my mission supporting mental health awareness on college campuses. So when I plan this festival, proceeds will go to Active Minds.
Oh, I love that.
Nice.
What's the greatest dream that you guys have for yourself? Anything you want to do?
To own my own record label.
Really?
Oh, yes.
that's great.
I am interning at a record label right now, Hitco, and I've had such a great experience, but maybe one day.
Love that.
Love that.
Yeah, I'm still like looking into everything that I want to do, but I am really interested in psychiatry, so I do see a future for myself as in psychology or in psychiatry, so I'm definitely interested in that.
I love that.
A lot of mental health here. I love it.
Right?
Yeah.
I love that. Well, honor you. We honor everyone's expression and the pageants, whatever that is, as far as just knowing that it's perfect for everyone. Everyone has a unique expression, and you don't need a crown to know you're already queen for sure, but we appreciate you guys coming in, so congratulations on everything.
Thank
Stay
you
tuned,
so
you guys.
much.
We will be right back. Right back. welcome back. What a day of manifestation. I'm tired already. I need some vitality. No, just kidding. Thank you guys so much for everyone for coming down. I know it takes a lot of time in LA to come down here. We appreciate every single one of your consciousness, all the work that you're doing, all the great bringing laughter and all the above to the world. So just one word of your day. What is your intention for the day? Go around.
Expansion.
Peace. Gratefulness.
Genuineness.
Love.
Love, that's what I was going to say.
Focus.
Inspire.
La La Land! We are Good Morning La La Land, America's first live streaming daily talk show, coming to you Monday through Friday at 9 a.m. on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitter. Now also available as a podcast on iTunes.
That's right. We're waking up the world together. Please like, share, and comment. You can subscribe. Also, you can give us a review. We love it. Have a wonderful day.